What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the 1% podcast. I am fucking buzzing for this because it's just going to be a nice, chilled, mate conversation, which is more than anything. But I'm excited to have Jack onto the podcast, and I've been putting him on for the last few weeks. So I'm glad we are here. Welcome to the podcast, bro. How are we doing?
Thank you very much, mate. I'm very, very good. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Just anyone that doesn't know things like that, just who are you? What do you do? So if you get a taxi and taxi driver goes, what do you do? How do you explain what you do?
I'm an online coach. I help as my demographic is more so kind of younger people, to be honest. So I just try and help people from a physique standpoint, but also mindset as well. Obviously, paint them a vision about what they want to achieve, and then we just give them all the tools that they need to try and get there. Really, there's three of us now that work within the business.
Sick,
So we operate just generally between the age groups of like 20, 25, 26, around about that age, and just try and help as many people as we possibly can do, really, on a day-to-day basis.
no.
But yeah, I've been coaching now for 6 years. So I originally started on the gym floor as a one-to-one PT at 17 years old. I did that for 4 years, and then lockdown happened, as a lot of us kind of had to deal with. Moved online, the online space, and then moved back to Liverpool. That's where I was originally. Went to John Moores University for 3 and a bit years. And then eventually went to Dubai September last year. That's when I met you, obviously. And I'm actually moved. Well, I've been away for summer, and then I'm coming back in about 6 weeks' time, which I'm really, really looking forward to.
Amazing, man. No, honestly, it's been like I think it was this where are we now? August? Fuck, September last year.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think it was obviously then. And dude, just to see how you've obviously like I saw you through a prep. So obviously you see people at their highs and lows through prep. We obviously talked a lot about business and life and things like that. And it's just been incredible. Fuck, only September. That blows my mind still. So it's like it's just crazy to see how much you've progressed. Like, yeah, like cool, we can like your business has progressed, but that's great. But like how much you've progressed as an individual is amazing. And how much you kind of like how much you've developed as like a man now is fucking sick. And just even for my interest, like just give me a rundown of like home life because obviously we're both from the UK and things like that. I know I saw a picture on your Instagram that you just graduated, but it was like 2 years ago, right? Because of COVID. Is that right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Just give me like a rundown of
Yeah,
like even
yeah. So I
upbringing,
graduated.
things like that.
So Ronaldo, what? Sorry, mate. The
Oh,
like
just like
younger.
upbringing, things like that. What was like family life like, and then all the way up, I guess, until you were 17, like up until
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have a really, really big family, to be honest, and generally that's kind of what our whole life was centered around when I was growing up. It was this. We all play football together. All my cousins we're literally like 1 or 2 years apart. So when we have a big family party, there's like 18 of us there. Do you know what I mean? So I had really, really good kind of upbringing, this like social sense in that kind of way. But yeah, I love my family. I do miss them a little bit. I won't lie. Obviously, being in Marbella, being in Dubai, it is pretty tough at times. But yeah, I think that's where kind of I did have a really, really good upbringing in that sense. Moved away to university at 18. That was a really, really good experience for 3 and a bit years where I did sports science at Liverpool. Made some amazing friends and memories there. And then yeah, that obviously led me to kind of a new challenge, obviously moving over to Dubai. But I had an amazing upbringing, great family, and I do miss them, from time to time as well.
Yeah, 100%. And when you were, so I guess you kind of started PTing at 17. So were you at uni and PTing at the same sort of time?
Yeah, so I qualified literally just as I went to go to a university. I was offered a PT job at home, and it was like, right, do I go to university? Do I stay home? And then I decided to go to university just because I thought I need to move away. I need to do something. I didn't know what I was going to do. And just as a backstory to that, I got released from football, and I played football from 6, 7 years old all the way up until 18. And then I was a bit kind of crushed at 18. I was like, I didn't really know what to do in that sense. So it was like I wanted to kind of just get away, have a new start, and that's what led me going to university at kind of 18. And then I got offered. Well, I was actually looking for a part-time job, believe it or not. And I think I've gone through this story a few times, and I just handed my kind of CV in to try and just kind of get a part-time job, and they offered me an interview back. They said this is a full-time role, as when I went to university. So I was a little bit cautious to take it, to be honest. But when you're in university first year, I think I was only in university for about 4 or 5 hours a week. So I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, I could manage this and then give it a good go. And then I started in like October, November from when I moved to September. And then I literally PT'd all the way through for the 3 years full time. But that was the best thing I ever did. It really, really kind of, I learned a lot because everyone was a lot older than me at 17, 18. And you're with some good coaches. And so I know some of the coaches that I still, still quite close friends with now in the industry, and learned a lot from them growing up, being surrounded by some really, really good people. So yeah, that was really, really good.
Mate, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's sick. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
especially for a
So I've
university
been
as
in the
well.
game more.
Go on.
Yeah. So although I am very young, I've done a lot of hours PT, and I've done like 45 hours a week from 18 to 21, which I think a lot of people don't even realize. But I think that for me was invaluable, and I think that's kind of helped me grow the online business a little bit more,
100%.
massively. Even like exercise execution technique, I did so much work with that, so much education, from like 18 onwards.
Yeah.
And I think that's been really, really crucial, really. And I actually loved it. Actually, the one-to-one element is, I actually do miss it from time to time. And I'm trying to kind of bring in these kind of team photo shoots, community events, just to kind of bring that
Yeah.
community feel together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do love, when I'm back in the UK, I'll meet up with clients like once, twice a week. I
Yeah.
mean, when I do try and go back every kind of 2 or 3 months now, and I really, really enjoy that. And that's kind of, I do miss it a little bit about obviously the PT, because that is my passion, is personal training. But yeah.
No, it's so true. And I think, oh mate, I've been doing a lot of like just work on myself and things like that, especially over like since moving to Dubai, right? You learn a lot about yourself, and when you travel and you move out home, you learn so much about yourself, and you see it a lot in industries. It doesn't have to be fitness. It could be like YouTubing. It could be anything. The world of social media, earning good amount of money, vice versa. But a lot of people have not put in the groundwork, and I mean, like they haven't done those 45 hours. They haven't touched a body where it shakes, and they haven't felt like muscles twitching, and they haven't felt someone out of breath and things like that. And I think that is invaluable as an online coach. I think you do need to do those hours, because otherwise, like if I send you a video and I cut my feet out the squat, but it doesn't look quite right, whatever it is, how my feet are sat by just where my knees go, my hips go, how my upper body is, because you've seen it face to face for 4+ years and you do it every day. So I think it's just one of those things that is just, it's almost like you need to earn the right to be able to coach online, in my opinion. So it's cool. And
Yeah, I think, don't get me wrong, there is some exceptions. I think there's some incredible coaches that I'm very, very close to that haven't been through that kind of one-to-one route, but
yeah,
it definitely is a valuable skill, especially for somebody young and up and coming now that hasn't done it. That's always, I think sometimes they jump into the online route straight away,
yeah,
when sometimes it potentially is beneficial for them to do that one-to-one first. So there's definitely exceptions to the rule. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think you definitely get a leg up from the one-to-one element first, I would say.
yeah. And I don't think people understand, like, I don't know how you found it going online. I remember going online and like, wasn't so bad in the lockdown, because that was like, right, we got to build this thing, we got to do this. Like, I just need to fucking pay some rent, sort of thing. So how do we do this?
Mm.
But it was afterwards when things started to open up, and I was like, so what do I do? Like, I felt very lost and lonely. I was like, fuck. So I wake up, I go to the gym, don't really see anyone. I just sit at a desk with a fucking mic and whatever it is. And it is a very lonely world. Everyone wants this dream lifestyle of like laptop life. And I'm like, it's not like that. It's fucking not. And we spoke about these topics as well. So, and this kind of brings me on to actually kind of one of the big things that I want to talk to you about. I actually had to write it down. So, your work ethic is phenomenal. And even people, who was it? Saw Callum the other day and he talked about you, and I was like, yeah, his work ethic's great. And obviously I saw you going in through a prep, and you did really well. What you got second? Did you read
Place
third?
third in UK.
Yeah, sick. So
Yeah.
like, and seeing your prep was phenomenal. So your work ethic is through the roof. And when you knuckle down, you fucking knuckle down. Like when you need to. What I like seeing your stuff over this summertime is that you are very good at flicking on, flicking off, flicking on, flicking off, which is great. And I'm a little bit jealous of how everyone talks about this balance, and there is time periods where you can't have balance. It's as simple as, you know what it's like when you're in a prep, you don't have balance. When you are really focused on your training for a next 6-8 months, year span, there isn't much balance. But I think what is amazing to see you do over this summertime is just to enjoy fucking life. And I kind of want to dig into your brain. How do you find that on a day-to-day basis? Because I know that there's going to be some days where you feel a bit guilty for it, or maybe not now, which is great. But just run me through kind of how's the summer been, and how have you found, obviously, going from kind of, you finished prep and then you said you were going to enjoy the summer. So how have you actually found it?
I think it was a nice transition. It was hard at first. I think kind of breaking into it, it didn't feel normal. But I kind of have that. You have to set barriers. I think when like, if you perform at such a high level in what physique development, or you perform in business, you need that time to switch off anyway. And I know that because I work with Kieran, who's my mindset coach anyway. And I've definitively Saturday off anyway. That's when work phone's away. I won't train. It is literally just time where I have to spend time away from doing what I normally do, just to have that kind of come away from it completely. Otherwise, it is just so easy to get lost. And that's when I think I went down the rabbit hole maybe 6 months ago of overworking a little bit, and it was pushing the boundaries. But I think this year has been nice to kind of switch off, and being in this environment. Marbella is very, very different to Dubai. Very, very different, for good ways and bad ways. Do you know what I mean? But it's been nice to kind of come away from, I have still been training at a very good level. For most people, it's like 85-90% of where I should be, but I can train at a high level. I have been partying, I have been drinking a little bit more on the weekends, and that has helped me kind of switch off and have some downtime as well. But I think it's what I posted on this the other day, actually. It's like having these phases. It's like, I know when I get back to Dubai, when I land, that's a whole new phase for me. That's this physique development, business push. I'm going to take things to the next level. I think over the kind of last 3 months, it's been nice. I've have a great base of clients anyway. I have been working on some stuff in the background generally, but I haven't pushed myself to be working at the rate that I will be in Dubai. Because of just the environment there, the people that I'm around, the training facilities, how dialed in and how productive it actually is over there. But I have been able to take time away 3 months, for 3 or 4 months, to just kind of have a chill. I think that was nice post prep as well, because I was literally all in the whole prep.
Oh, and it was more than the prep. Also, your prep was long, right? It was 20 weeks.
Yeah, 5 months, 20 weeks. Yeah, 20 weeks.
Yeah, it's a long fucking time, man. And honestly, mate, this is something that I shouldn't say. I think who did I say? I said it to Sam or James not that long ago. I was like, summer here is very like, if I wasn't prepping, I'd have to get the fuck out. Like, because it is very much just like, it's warm, things are restricted because obviously some things are closed and things like that. And sometimes you're like, so it's so bad, isn't it? But sometimes, like, am I missing out on life? I'm like, that I know that I'm not, because I know that when I get to 30, 35, I want this thing. I don't know what I want, but I want this thing, and I want to be settled. So I know that. But honestly, seeing you guys out there is it's lovely to see, because I just know that your work ethic's phenomenal, and that like 4 months of downtime is only going to allow you just like, fuck, all you need to do is put your head down for 2 months, and that'll exceed the rest of the year for you. Yeah. And it's just great to kind of see that mindset, because I think we get wrapped up. It's nice that the world is, I think, becoming more transparent about that. Is that there isn't this work grind Gary V kind of thing, which I think we need to do for certain time periods. But like, this could be literally like you say, a 20-week prep. If you put your head down for 20 weeks, 6 months, you can transform your life. But then, like you said, like, you haven't taken your foot off the gas at all. You've been like, all right, I'm just going to go at 80%. These clients are all delivering good results. You're mentally in a better position. You're having fun. You're networking. You're enjoying life. And what's wrong with that? And sometimes I think people think, oh, I haven't progressed. I'm like, just fucking like chill. You've got the rest of your life to progress. What's 4 months, sort of thing? So I think you have a similar kind of outlook on it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously I'm going to be jumping over to the assisted side of bodybuilding now. I'll openly say that within September. So I think that is that new realm where I want to give everything I've got, from that kind of 4 or 5 month period where I will be just making as much progress as possible within that first phase. So it's something that I just wanted to kind of enjoy the summer. And then obviously the new challenge, it lies ahead, where I will want to make as much progress as possible. And that will be in both physique, business. I want to take things really to that next level over this next phase. I think that first year in Dubai was great. It was like an introductory phase. I think I've got some great friends there now. I've got a base. I know my way around. Obviously, I'm used to the kind of lifestyle and everything like that. All the business stuff sorted, as you know, like how stressful it is sorting that out. And now I'm ready to kind of call it home as such, and kind of really see out some progress in the next few months.
Amazing, man. What's made you kind of like, obviously, I know that we always move the goalpost. Like, you've moved the goalpost, you've achieved it, and then you're going to move the goalpost again. What's made this kind of, I guess, again, from like a physical aspect and things like that, what's made you want to be like, right, what's next sort of thing? What is next for you? I guess we can relate that from a physique point of view as well.
I just want to always be bigger and better, mate. Just better myself in every single way possible, really. And I think that was a challenge that's kind of lingered for quite a while, and I've been tampering with it. Like, that's why I did the prep this year, was to see, right, is this for me? And I wanted to kind of realize to myself, what reasons am I doing it for? And I think it is very much internally driven. I want to be the best that I can be across everything, and I think that's been congruent for the past kind of 12 to 18 months, and I've just been going at it. So I think it is purely that, and I wanted to try the waters. Is this the industry that I am truly passionate about? I knew it was the coaching, and I've always been passionate about that even when I was younger. But was the bodybuilding something that I really want to kind of give it a good go now? And I think, yeah, this is the right time, and if there is a time, it is probably now.
Sick, man. Sick. What is when you say kind of physique and taking off, is that just you want to get more competitive with bodybuilding? Like, 'cause obviously you placed really well at your show.
Yeah, I think I definitely want to compete again. 100%. I definitely want to compete again. It's still something I just love training. I don't compete. I don't compete because I love competing. I train because it's an end goal that I can work towards, and I love training is my passion. And I've had training as a passion since I was like 15. Do you know what I mean? I think that is the reason that I'm doing it for. It's very much what I love doing. It's part of my lifestyle now, my day-to-day routine, and I couldn't really imagine life without it, really.
Yeah, it's funny. I had this conversation with Steph the other day, and I've had very much the same kind of epiphany. I even messaged Cam, and I was like, I don't know what it was, but is it this prep, whatever it was? I'm like, this is it. This is the career. Like, this is what I want. And bodybuilding is what I want for the foreseeable. And I do want to take it more competitively. And like you say, it's not so much competitive getting on stage, because I found this from kayaking, is that I enjoyed kayaking more than competing. So this is almost touching the water, being like, do I enjoy this new style of posing and training? But when I get to stage, will I be like, yeah, sort of thing? So that'll be that defining factor. And it's very similar, right? Like, I think you had a very good stage presence, and obviously you did really well. For I always feel like, for me, I'm like, my last prep was just shit from top to bottom. So it's almost being like, fuck, can I do this? Like, bring back confidence. Can I get on a stage and actually look okay, sort of thing? And the whole prep to go as smoothly as possible. So it's great that I don't know, for me, it's nice because I'm like, he's coming back here. He's fucking like, that's it. Business training. I'm like, I got a good leg day, buddy, whatever it is. So it's sick. But no, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And how is life? What's the difference between, like, obviously Dubai is probably a bit more like, let's go. But because I know I've been to Marbella, and it's very similar to Dubai. It's the same sort of lifestyle, really. It's probably just less hustle.
It's definitely less hustle. It's definitely about more parties. It's like living in a bit more of a holiday resort, I'll be honest.
Okay.
It is like that. And I think a lot of the people here are on holiday, which is quite I think in Dubai, I don't know, it's because we surround ourselves with those people. I'm sure there's a lot of holiday makers anyway, but you generally see a lot more people that live there anyway. And I think it's over here, it is much like a holiday resort, or it feels like in Spain, people move at like 3 miles an hour. Do you know what I mean? Even when they're walking, even when they're driving, it's very different. So I think it's been nice in that sense. But yeah, it's very, very kind of different, but it's the culture as well. The culture is a bit different to to Dubai, and the gyms are nowhere near as good. I found they're okay. It's a bit more showy. It's a bit more kind of influency, if you're like.
Yeah.
Bob Venus is a bit more, people go in there to properly train.
Yeah.
I kind of like the other side of the spectrum where people were actually training rather than just, kind of, just moving a few weights around really.
Yeah. I thought that is it the real
Paddle
Marbella?
club, yeah. It's a great gym. It's a great atmosphere, but there's it's just
I
not
just,
how
oh, man,
we like to
hate-
train. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I just hate training outside, if I'm honest. I just didn't feel like I was
Mm,
didn't feel locked in, if that makes sense. It felt a bit like
yeah, yeah,
washy. But the up gym, is it the UP gym?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. The UP's really good.
that
Very
looks
good.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause normally
UP's really
UP
good.
aren't open gyms, are they either? Like you can't train in there
No,
unless
not
you're like
normally. Not
trainers.
normally.
That looks sick. Have you been to oh, is it Dorian's gym there? Is Dorian's gym there?
M13. I don't think it's actually during gym anymore, but M13. Yeah, I train legs at M13 every. We're training that today every Wednesday.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
it's all right. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the best. It's
Oh, really?
still okay, but I don't think I could train there all year round.
Yeah.
I think once you train in Venusta, I think nothing really compares, does it? To the
Yeah.
environment, the atmosphere, the equipment. It's hard to come by.
But then I guess like when you go back to Liverpool, right? Liverpool, you've got some of the best, well, the North, right? They've got some of the best gyms in the probably the world, right? You've got obviously ultra flexes up there, you've got
Yeah,
obviously things like that. They've got to be like the Mecca as well. I think
yeah. I think originally though, I'm from like Leicestershire, so I train at a really really nice gym back home in Shreds.
oh that's
There's quite a lot of really good athletes.
is that where cows based?
Yeah, that's where a lot of their athletes are now based, and that's a really really good environment to be around. They're only small; it's usually 10 minutes from my house, but that's a really really good kind of the equipment, the environment. That's a really really nice gym to kind of be a part of as well.
Amazing.
So I think sometimes it's just the environment and the people there. Do you know what I mean? That kind of makes it so
Yeah.
different.
I think that sometimes I'm like I go into the gym, but when you go like Belusa's home, like or vice versa, when you're training in Marbella now, you're like, oh, I dreamt of this when I was fucking PT, and I dreamt of training at this gym, and then it becomes quite normal. So sometimes you have to
Mm,
take a step back, and you're like, right,
you
take my
do, yeah.
headphones out, and you're like, this is fucking sick. Like,
I
and
don't know. Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that though. I think the more kind of you you do something, the more normal it feels. And I think you do, like, I think you put something in your story, didn't you? You started doing this a lot more, how you just started doing your gratitude. And if you imagine where you were, 6 months, a year, 2, 3 years ago, you would never have dreamt of being there. Do you know what I mean? But because we're so in the motions of it day to day, and you just get used to it now, you just take it for granted. And like I just said to the lads, look where we're living, look at our view just there.
yeah, I seen you're
Imagine
like,
what you're doing 3 years ago. Jay was like, I was working on the motorways. I was like, yeah, I was doing 40 sessions a week, getting paid minimum wage on the gym floor.
yeah, it's
Um, so it's crazy, really. It's absolutely crazy.
no, it's you know what? Because I'm starting back with Kieran tomorrow. I got a first call back with him tomorrow. I worked with him for like probably 8 weeks when I first moved here. Just because I was like maybe a couple of months in because my anxiety and things like that. But I'm excited to get back working with him because I know obviously you've done a lot of stuff with him as well. And it is, isn't it? Like sometimes people truly don't. This is why I love talking to you and I love talking to other coaches that are, like there's not many of us. We could literally grab a handful of like 25 people in Dubai and just put us into like the same space, but we're all very similar. And just talking to everyone makes you realize like I'm not fucking weird. Like I'm not fucked up, right? Like everyone else is just as fucked up as me, sort of thing. And it is just making sure that like you say, is that you're so grateful on a day-to-day basis. Because otherwise we can look at our lives and be like, well, like you've got two coaches or three coaches, including you.
Two coaches, yeah,
You know
two
what I mean?
coaches.
Like when did you ever think
Three including me. Yeah,
yeah, do you know what I mean? So when did you ever think you'd be fucking boss having two other coaches,
did not.
having all
I
lives
did
all
not.
around the world, like, and it's nuts. And
No.
the fact that you just pick up your car and you're like, right, guys, we're gonna drive to Marbella and live there for the summer. Like, fuck me, just get
Yeah.
yourself and be like, that's incredible. So I think just writing
Mm,
down like simple things, anyone can take this away from this episode. Like, just every morning, write down three things you're grateful for. Like, fuck, have you got food in your fridge? Have you got running water? And have you got like, I don't know, your mum or your dad to pick up the phone to? Because a lot of people around the world do not have that
mm.
simple things that keep you grounded for sure. So it's cool. What's the mission? How was Ibiza as well? How was Ibiza? Because you went there for a long weekend, right?
Unbelievable. I think we're going back this weekend as well. I'll be
Are
honest.
you? Sick.
I think so. Yeah. Well, to Friday to Sunday, literally for 2 days. I just said, should we just get out of it for the last weekend? So we had the last weekend in Marbella, and then we are literally going to do Friday, Saturday night in Ibiza, just for the weekend. Then we get back to work on the Monday, which is exciting. Ibiza is amazing, a really, really amazing island, and I'm big into house music anyway. So it was perfect for me, and I went with like my best friends from home that I haven't seen properly for like 18 months. And when you've been to school with them, grown up with them since you were 12, 13 years old, and you go, it's just so nice, and just kind of, just to connect with people that are not doing the same as you. It's completely different, but they were just, really appreciative of, the time that we got spent together, because I haven't been able to, in the kind of the work rate that I've had to put in over the past 18 months, I haven't been as present as potentially I would have liked to have been, or couldn't have been, because I couldn't have traveled here, there, and everywhere. And it has been hard, but they've been really, really accepting of that what I've had to go and do. So was really, really nice.
That's good, man, because that's an indicator of true friends as well. Because when you have to pull yourself away, you know what it's like. There's people be like, oh, like you're doing this, you're doing that, like, oh, you don't give a shit, or like you're doing really well, whatever it is, and people begrudge it, and hold it against you a little bit. But the fact that your mate's like, yeah, let's just catch up, and like nothing's changed, that is incredible. And like you say, it's so nice to talk to people that just don't want to talk about fucking fitness and bodybuilding shit. It's so refreshing.
It is. Yeah.
What's so how does it, do you just go to Malaga and then just do a quick flight over, or can you fly from Marbella?
It's Malaga's the closest airport. So it's around about 40 minutes away, and then it's only like an hour flight. So we'll just do anything. It's really, really easy, Europe, isn't it? You just go any airport, and then it's not like Dubai where you've got like an 8-10 hour flight. So it's we could literally take off at 1:30, be there at 3, be in the hotel for 4. So it's pretty nice, really.
That's sick. When do you won't
really affect work at all, because it's the weekend.
Because when do you do because obviously you take Saturdays a full day off for you, so you'll go Friday.
So Saturday's a full day off. We are flying Friday, and then we'll probably get back Sunday. And what I'll do with those Sunday check-ins, I've just moved them over to Monday. So we'll just I normally do check-ins Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, just to kind of lead me into the week, and then I have Wednesday more of like an organization content day. Thursday, Friday more just team training and that kind of thing, and content. So it's basically just to kind of maneuver things around a little bit. But it's generally not too much of an issue.
That's it, mate. Our weeks are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Check-in Sunday to Tuesday, a little bit of a chilled on Wednesday, and then 2 days of like content, then rest day, Saturdays fully chilled. Yeah, it's great. Fucking sick. Oh, it's awesome. And then when do you head back to the UK then?
I head back to the UK next Wednesday, but it's 2 days, isn't it? We drive through Spain, 10 hours through Spain, Santander ferry, and that's a 2-day ferry to Plymouth. I think we're going to this time, and then we drive from Plymouth to the home. So I'll leave on Wednesday afternoon, get an Airbnb Wednesday night, drive, get the ferry on Thursday daytime, arrive Saturday daytime. So it is quite a long trip that we've got. We'll have the laptops. The Wi-Fi is not quite strong enough to do check-ins or any kind of setups or anything like that, but we'll be able to kind of still communicate with clients even on the ferry. So it's not too difficult. But that was quite a fun ferry. That is, if you do, it's just a bit different. And the drive through Spain is amazing as well. If you drive the whole way through Spain, it's really, really nice.
Because I thought initially you did like the typical thing, like Dover, whatever it is, and then you drove through France and then Spain.
France as well. No, we just got 2-day ferry.
Oh fuck!
I have done it. I have done it before with family when I was younger.
Yeah, that's fucking hell. That's sick. That's so cool.
Yeah.
On the ferry trip, is it like? Because I know sometimes like the little channel crossing can be a bit fucking rocky. What's it like 2 days, sort of thing? And obviously you have a room and everything like that.
It wasn't too bad. It was nice to fall asleep to in this little bit of a rock of a ferry, but it was all right. Food was pretty decent. I still took some food on the way there, but it's pretty nice, pretty chilled. There's not really a lot you can actually do on the ferry, so it's pretty nice to just chill out for a bit.
Sick. This is a good one. So obviously you are living in Marbella at the moment for the summertime, and obviously you live most of the time in Dubai, sort of thing, and even in the UK. This is a question that everyone will be asking: cost of Marbella versus Dubai versus UK.
That's what you're doing on the weekends. Uh,
Yeah, it's true.
in Marbella, we spent so much money, but we have been going out once or twice a week. We've been going out for meals once, twice a week. I think if I was to do the same thing in Dubai, it would cost me the same amount.
Yeah,
Rent here has been extortionate because you've had to get an Airbnb for 3 months.
yeah.
So it is extortionate. But if you did that in Dubai at like October to December or January an Airbnb like I did, it was the same thing. So it's hard. Food's obviously cheaper here than it is in Dubai. Food's obviously a bit more expensive. But I think generally it's probably pretty similar between Marbella and Dubai. If you go out for most things, meals, something like that.
Mm.
And I just think I've probably spent a lot more here just because of how much more social I've been compared to Dubai. Obviously, I didn't really spend much money from January to May because I was literally just on prep.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's interesting because people always make, you probably get it all the time. People are like, what's like Dubai like? And what's all this like? And what's it? I'm like, it's fucking same as anywhere else. Like, generally is. Like, I always think
yeah,
if you're anywhere in the UK, anywhere, wherever it is, I'm like, if you want to go out and spend a fucking £1 million on a night out, you can do it wherever you are in the world. If you want to just go buy some food, make your own fucking chicken stir fry, you can do that and watch Netflix as well. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I think they were like, kind of think there's certain parts, right? Obviously, like Liverpool, you'll go back and be like, this, or like so that is how you're like, this is fucking cheap. This is good. But like there's certain parts in the world are just like it's just that price. Because people are always like, oh, like what's it like? Because I came from London to here. So I'm like, honestly, like Dubai is exactly the same as London. Even food, anything like that. I think it's
yeah,
cheaper. Like what I pay for this place here compared to like a room in London is like I paid £900 a month for a room in London, and I pay like £1,200 for rent here. And I'm like, well, I have a pool, I have a gym, I have the beach. So I'm like, for an extra what, 300 quid? So I'm like, and I get my own
yeah,
whole place. So I'm like, it's a pretty good deal. Because like even when I went to Marbella, I was like, fuck me, it was expensive. Like Marbella is expensive for sure.
yeah,
But then it was
yeah.
again, I was
Really
eating
expensive.
out a lot more as well. I was like sushi every other night. So I'm like, sushi bill was like £60 every night. So I was like, shit.
Yeah,
But it's a bit more like
yeah,
you say, it's a bit more holiday vibe. Like, because in the wintertime, Marbella's got me
yeah, yeah. I'd imagine so. I imagine you could probably get quite a bit of work done here in the wintertime. I think it would be all right, but I don't think rent would be that much. I think it'd be a lot cheaper if you did like a yearly rent or something like that. But
yeah,
like put up a noose like on a night out for food, they just ramp the price up of everything. Do you know what I mean? Like I think they're charging vapes out at like €15. Do you know what I mean? For just a little vape, yeah, 500 puffs. It's crazy, honestly, down there. It's mad. But then obviously you've got food. Like if it's peak season now, they're just gonna put everything up
double it.
because the demand is there. Do you know what I mean?
You're paying.
You've gone into the one of the most expensive ports in the world, and you want to sit by the yachts and eat food. So you
Yeah.
know,
Where's your place equivalent to the port?
so we're about 10 minutes away. We're a little bit up into the kind of the hills and mountains. It's actually a really good idea because if you didn't have to, you wouldn't have to go down there. You would never have to kind of
No.
see it or anything like that. So it is nice in the week that we kind of come up here. It's secluded. It's really quiet as well. Really, really quiet. So we can get a lot of work done. We can park the car for free. The gyms are only literally 10 minutes away from each one is either direction,
Perfect.
which is fine, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful there. The scenery, it's a bit grassy everywhere. There's palm trees. Yeah, it's really really nice.
Yeah, I think I saw when you first moved in, and I see like your balcony workspace. I'm like, man, that looks legit. I just miss
Mm.
sitting outside because it's fucking hot still. So,
Yeah,
but no, it looks
I
gorgeous.
know. That's the only thing that put me off about Dubai. In the summer, it's obviously it is really really difficult to work outside, isn't it?
Yeah, I won't be doing it ever again. This is the last time. Never,
Yeah,
never again. I
yeah.
think next year, I'm even thinking like US and things like that. I really want to go check out.
Maybe Bali because Bali
Maybe
looks
Bali,
amazing from
yeah.
what I've seen.
I'm
Yeah,
super open to things like yeah, Bali and Thailand, super cheap, super healthy, good gyms, good vibes. I want to check out some parts of America as well. So like maybe a month in America, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, something
Yeah,
like that. Be sick. But yeah, I'm done
yeah,
with Dubai. There's like 3, 4 months of the year you don't need to be here. Like I think it's like Ramadan month and then 3 summer months, like June, July, August. You're all good.
yeah,
So it'd be sick. But no, absolutely amazing, man. How's the rest of the day?
yeah. Literally, mate, I've got shoot some content down at the port, which would be good. So I'm starting doing some more video content. I realize that people don't really know me on Instagram, so I started actually putting more effort in. And yeah, just other than that, mate, just literally a bit of training, a few console calls tonight, and then all done for the day.
Easy, man, easy. And then you got, yeah, and then you head out Friday. So it's pretty sick.
Head out Friday. We head out Friday.
Sick. How is training, everything going and things like that? Is it
Good, yeah. I mean, my strength is still the best it's been in a long, long time. Diet's still relatively good, probably 2 to 3 meals a week is maximum. It's maintaining ish condition. You know, obviously it was expected post show that I'm going to put a bit of body fat on, but I'm happy. You know, sitting how I am. I may have to pull a few more pounds off before I go back to Dubai just to kind of give me that baseline position, and then we go from there. But I'll weigh it up in the next kind of 2 to 3 weeks, and especially when you come back from my BFA, I'll assess things right, what needs to be done, and then for the next month or so, I'm slowly transitioning back into work mode. Like I've got 2 team photo shoots, a client competing as well. So when I get back home, I don't think there's I might see friends a little bit, but I need to get kind of right into gear for September because of I'm getting switched on now. The summer's nearly pretty reddish. I'm ready. Like I can feel it inside me. Spoke to my mentor Mark, and he's like, "Something's brewing." And I said, "Yeah, something's brewing. It's going to come in."
yeah.
So I'm kind of slowly transitioning now, ready for another kind of big push in September.
Amazing. Are you still going to work with AJ and things like that in your growing phase and
So
stuff?
no, I'm so me and AJ are actually working together anymore. We just found that it was for the summer. It was just easy. I know how to auto regulate. He's an absolutely amazing coach. We'll be going with Callum Raystrick from mid September.
Wow.
So that transition is pretty easy over. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what I can do from there. But yeah, AJ was unbelievable. You know, handled the prep so well. But he just said from it, if you go down the assisted route, you probably are best off with somebody who specializes in that.
Yeah, man. Mate, that's going to be crazy to see you blow up. Fuck. I'm excited, man. Shit, that'd be good. That'd be insane. Yeah. Especially like, it'll be nice as well, especially when you're back as well. I'll dabble back into an off season and slowly. But mate, it'll be incredible just to watch you explode in all areas of life. So I just can't wait to see you, man. It'll be exciting. Um, the end of these podcasts, what I like to do is if you can give one tip that's going to allow someone to go 1% further forward tomorrow, what would that be?
Just aim for consistency across every single thing that you do, because as long as you are taking that one step forward in every part of your life that you're working towards, you're only going to get that little bit better, and you won't go backwards as long as you are being consistent at those things that you need to be day to day.
Simple consistency. Can't go wrong with it. And if anyone wants to stalk you, find out what you do, all that jazz, where's the best way to get hold of you, find you?
Probably just Instagram. It's at JJ Transformations on Instagram, and that's generally where you'll find me. Post stories if you want to drop me a follow.
Heck. Easy, man. Easy. No, honestly, I'm buzzing to see you again. I'll probably see you when I'm a bit less of energy as well. But it'll be good just to have you back and fucking train and stuff like that. And just, oh, mate, I'm just excited to see you explode. So it's amazing. So it's cool.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me, mate.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you so much, bro. I'll speak to you in a sec.
See you, mate.